sponsored by ETLNV, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Duggins Shopping Center.
It's Wednesday, June 12, 2013 on the Golden Rock. Good evening, I am Versely Kutar, and this is CTC News, broadcasting live from CTC Studios at Stacia's Mall. In tonight's headlines, Stacia Tourism joins ECTP's Council, motivational tours on Sabre, Center for Youth and Family hosts Father's Day movie. Details in local news right after this.
The greatest gift of all.
Education is the #1 driving force in a successful future. But great parenting prepares a child for the challenges to come and motivates any child to accomplish and succeed. Be your child's role model and be the best parent you can be. Learn great parenting guides and strategies at www.parenting.org.
Beyond the children.
Motivate and educate.
So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making.
Don't touch that dot. To advertise your business or promote events, contact us at CTC on 318-1627, 318-4664, or 318-4453. CT Creativity, where creativity stands out.
CTC News, sponsored by ETLNV, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Duggins Shopping Center.
The St. Eustatius Tourism Development Foundation has recently joined the International Coalition of Tourism Partners, ICTP. ICTP is a grassroots travel and tourism coalition of global destinations committed to quality service and green growth. The STDF has teamed up with the ICTP experts and partners to help educate people on the island about sustainable development and to enhance Stacia's green growth and travelism initiatives. Green growth is a strategy for achieving sustainable development, and the STDF has been kickstarting growth for many years in terms of sustainability and quality. The first sustainable conference brought a lot of awareness within the local community, said Maya Leon Pont. We have been educating our local community about the importance of sustaining a more nature and environment-friendly island. ICTP President Professor Lipman said Stacia is a small island with a big green growth vision. This is why at ICTP we are convinced that it could become the living proof of successful green transformation. We will not only support its sustainable conference in September and help bring distributed renewable energy solutions to the island, but we will also strive to show how such a microcosm of 4,000 inhabitants can become a leader in green growth, attracting more visitors sustainably. This year's conference is geared towards water preservation, and ICTP will have a strong presence at the event. The coalition looks forward to a long-term fruitful collaboration with Stacia. On Friday, June 7th to June 9th, the Mega D Youth Foundation introduced their motivation voice of the youth album to Sabre. The album, which debuted on Stacia in November 2012, made a strong impact within the community with its uplifting messages of positivity, solely done by the youth of Stacia. The decision to do so, the tour that was based on a request by Miss Alida Francis, who believes that this show should not be limited to Stacia, but was one that needed to be reached the youths abroad. With this thought, Director of MYF, Mega D, and his team planned the event. The tour was a combination of many other activities, among which a class excursion by the students of the pro group of the GVP school. On Friday afternoon, the Statia basketball team, the MYF Ballers All-Star, joined in a fun basketball game against the Sabre Enforcers. On Saturday, the students all got excitedly prepared and did some last-minute rehearsals for the big event that evening. The show was a huge success with each individual performance. The crowd was very pleased as the message of each performance was strongly delivered. This show was made possible by the Mega D Youth Foundation, Alvin R. Kutar Construction, ECE, Statia Child Focus, EC2, Sabre Cultural Foundation, Red Cross, Fire Department, Youth and Family, Mary Tillman, The Dawn 2, Dave Livingstone, Radio 93.9, Steve's Kitchen, and the entire community of Sabre. The Center for Youth and Family invites all families in St. Eustatius to come and join the Father's Day Family Movies Night on Saturday, June 15th. Courageous is a film about 4 law enforcement officers who face dangers every day. Yet, when tragedy strikes close to home, these men are left to struggle with their hopes, fears, and faith. From this struggle, a decision comes that will change their lives. Filled with action, drama, and humor, this fourth picture from Sherwood Pictures embraces God's promise to turn the hearts of fathers to their children and the hearts of children to their fathers, a statement issued by Center Youth and Family. Souls will be stirred and hearts will be challenged to be courageous. The general public is invited to come out and have a fun evening, spokesperson Minushka Woodley said. Coming up next in regional news, Regional Cervical Cancer e-petition launched here. News tragedy redefines TVET in St. Kitts and Nevis. More details in regional and later international news after a short break.
Thinking about building your home or business? Well, you can check us out at CT Creativity. Here we can design or take your design and ideas and add our touch of creativity to architectural drawings and details which will build your future home or business. At CT Creativity there are 2 options. Option 1, our basic prints which includes all floor plans and details with 3D views of the exterior. Option 2, our advanced prints which includes all floor plans, details, 3D views of the exterior and interior with realistic pictures of the entire property, giving you a direct look into your future. Give us a call at 318-1627 or 318-4664. CT Creativity, where creativity stands out.
CTC News, sponsored by Utel NV, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Dugging's Shopping Center.
Welcome back to those of you just joining us. We have reached our regional and international segment for this evening. Kilaha Projects launched the cervical cancer e-petition on Tuesday, urging heads of government in the Caribbean to increase women's access to affordable cervical cancer screening. The regional e-petition was launched around the Caribbean and is said to be the first e-petition of its kind in the region. Kilaha Project's founder and president, Kioma Hammer, who launched the petition at a press conference at the Health Ministry, urges all St. Martiners to support the call by signing the petition. The launch was a collaborative effort of Cervical Cancer Advocacy Group, Kilaha, St. Martin Cancer Foundation, Positive Foundation, Social and Health Insurance SZV, the Healthy Caribbean Coalition, and other cancer non-governmental organizations across the Caribbean. Persons can sign the petition by visiting website www.endcervicalcancernow.org, clicking on the link to e-sign the cervical cancer petition and filling in the form. Hammer said coordinators were aiming for at least 500,000 signatures from around the region and hopes a large portion of that number will be from St. Martin. Hammer said approximately 31,700 women in Latin America and the Caribbean died from cervical cancer each year. The Caribbean is among the top 4 highest sub-regions in the world with respect to the incidence of cervical cancer and has the highest burden of human papillomavirus, HPV, in the Americas. It is the second leading cause of cancer-related deaths among Caribbean women, yet more than 95% of cases of cervical cancer are preventable. The petition is an initiative of the Healthy Caribbean Coalition, which hosted a cervical cancer advocacy capacity building workshop in St. Martin from March 21st to the 22nd. Some 19 NGOs representing 16 Caribbean countries united for that workshop. The workshop led to the production of the draft cervical cancer e-petition, a draft of organizational advocacy action plans, an advocacy handbook and planning tool for civil society, a social media how-to guide for civil society, and a consensus on the establishment of a Caribbean Cancer Network. HCC President Professor Trevor Hassel remarked that there never had been such a large number of United Caribbean cancer organizations, an achievement of which he is proud. Further in regional news, a new technical and vocational education and training TVET strategy, which was recently approved by the Caribbean Community Council for Human and Social Development, is set to redefine TVET as an economic development activity. Principal TVET Officer for St. Kitts and Nevis, Fitzroy Wilking, stated that the new strategy positions TVET not only as an activity that contributes to sustaining the economy, but it also looks at expanding the concept of TVET to include the higher level skills. He added that the strategy also calls for a reform of the education system across the region to make TVET more of a priority. The workplace is now asking for persons who are competent, persons who can do, and this is what the program does, Wilkin noted. It develops skills to make people competent. If employers are saying that they need competent people, then we are saying that our education system, since it prepares people for the world of work, must have TVET as a core component within the system. Continuous development of systems as it relates to training and education is also a part of the new strategy, while establishment of structures within the region will ensure that TVET is managed effectively. The strategy proposes that every territory in CARICOM establishes a national training authority to oversee and monitor TVET implementation. The principal TVET officer explained that the plan recognizes constraints that the smaller territories would have and recommends that whatever is being established as a TVET system within a small state must be something that is sustainable. In addition, it recommends that the Caribbean Association of National Training Agencies be given a more legal status in order to make decisions and to monitor effectively the events taking place within the region in terms of the standardization of training in the TVET program. Wilkin remarked that the strategy is pointing the region in the right direction in terms of TVET development and the restructuring of the education and training system. Tonight in international news, AIDS drugs have HIV risk for intravenous drug users in study. A daily dose of powerful anti-HIV medicine helped cut the risk of infection with the AIDS virus by 49% in intravenous drug users in a Bangkok study that showed for the first time such a preventive step can work in this high-risk population. This is a significant step forward for HIV prevention, said Dr. Jonathan Mermin, director of the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which helped conduct the clinical trial along with the Thailand Ministry of Health. The study, published on Wednesday in the journal Lancet, looked at the treatment approach known as pre-exposure prophylaxis, or PrEP, in which HIV treatments are given to uninfected people who are at high risk for HIV infection. The drug used in the study was Gilead's older and relatively cheap generic HIV drug, tenofovir. The study was launched in 2005. Prior studies of this approach showed it cut infection rates by 44% in men who have sex with men, by 62% in heterosexual men and women, and by 75% in couples in which one partner is infected with HIV and the other is not. The new results show that it also protects intravenous drug users. Based on the results, the CTC plans to recommend that U.S. doctors who wish to prescribe this treatment for their patients follow the same interim guidelines issued last year to prevent sexual transmissions among other high-risk individuals. Intravenous use of drugs like heroin accounts for about 8% of all new HIV infections in the United States and about 10% of new HIV infections worldwide. In some regions, such as Eastern Europe and Central Asia, injection drug abuse accounts for about 80% of all new infections. The new findings involve more than 2,400 intravenous drug users in Bangkok who were not infected with the human immunodeficiency virus, which causes AIDS, and were being treated at the city's drug treatment clinics. Half took tenofovir and half took a placebo. All participants were given HIV prevention counseling, risk reduction strategies such as condoms and methadone treatment, and monthly HIV testing. At the end of the study, there were 17 HIV infections among people taking the HIV medication, compared with 33 infections among those not taking the drugs, the researchers found. The researchers also looked to see what factors influence infection rates among those taking the HIV medication. They found that people who took their medication at least 71% of the time had a 74% lower risk of becoming infected with HIV. And that concludes our news stories for this evening. Coming up next, your 3-day weather forecast. Stay tuned for weather updates after the break.
Make it a better place.
The way of life and technology are advancing daily in both positive and negative aspects. It's time for parents and guardians to take control. Know and control the websites your kids are visiting on computers, tablets, and cellular phones. Access to the internet can have many positive values, but without the correct parental control, those values can be covered by negative content with just one click. Parental control. Learn about it at www.parentalcontrol.org.
Make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for living, make a better place for you and for me.
CTC News, sponsored by Utel NV, Kodo's Purchasing Services, and Dugging's Shopping Center.
And now for your 3-day weather forecast. We will begin on Station Sabre. Tonight, Wednesday, June 12th, partly cloudy with temperatures of 88 degrees Fahrenheit, 20% chances of rain with the winds east at 18 miles per hour. Tomorrow, Thursday, June 13th, PM showers with temperatures of 84 degrees Fahrenheit, 30% chances of rain with the winds east at 20 miles per hour. On Friday, June 14th, scattered showers, temperatures of 84 degrees Fahrenheit, 60% chances of rain with winds east at 20 miles per hour. We now move over to St. Martin. Tonight, Wednesday, June 12th, late showers, temperatures of 88 degrees Fahrenheit, 20% chances of rain with the winds east at 13 miles per hour. Tomorrow, Thursday, June 13th, scattered showers, temperatures of 87 degrees Fahrenheit, 30% chances of rain with winds east-southeast at 15 miles per hour. On Friday, June 14th, scattered showers, temperatures of 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 60% chances of rain with winds east-southeast at 15 miles per hour. Thanks again for joining us. This has been another edition of CTC News Live. We will be back on Friday with more current updates, but until that time, do have a good one.